guys, it's sandwich time. Me and some other Lolita fashion YouTubers wanted to basically have like a cook-off or a bake-off. Not exactly sure when that is gonna happen, but this is my video for the contest. First thing I kind of thought was, well, how do you do a cook-off when when you can't taste like what actually tastes best? It's all gonna be technique. I decided to make shokupan bread fruit sandwiches. This is like a Japanese style sandwich. If you've ever been to Japan, you know, in their grocery stores they have so many different like ready-made sandwiches, usually cut in a little triangle shape. And there's just it's like such a big variety. They're really yummy. Oddly enough, I saw Misako Aoki put out a video where she makes fruit sandwiches. I followed Misako's recipe. I watched her video and I wrote it down. She said she didn't make the bread. I actually did attempt to make shokupan bread. I want a big container for big slices and I just didn't have that, so I have like little baby bread, but I'm just gonna make some like little savory sandwiches on the side probably with this. Actually in her video she basically says like you can use whatever bread you want, whatever is good, but typically for the Japanese sandwiches it's like a nice white bread, fluffy, soft. Crust is not too firm. It's not like an Italian bread where it's hard. I followed Misako's recipe. I made her whipped filling, which she said was 200 grams of mascarpone, 200 grams of fresh cream, and 30 grams of sugar. Well, this is basically what it looked like when I used her recipe. I started with 2 tubs of the mascarpone, and so I dump one out. It's almost exactly 200 grams. I'm like, okay, let me start with this. It's actually a little bit more than 200 grams. Then I weigh out my fresh cream and I'm nearing like 130 grams and it just looks like way too much liquid. If you look at her video, she basically has like this nice like cream that just holds kind of in place, and I'm like, this is not looking right. So I start stirring with about 203 grams mascarpone and like 130 grams of fresh cream. I'm stirring it up and it is just like a sauce. It's just a sauce. So I'm like, okay, thank goodness I have another tub of my mascarpone. I put like half of it in, still not like holding. I put the other half in. I'm like, oh god, this is like gonna just fall out of the sandwich. So I'm like, all right. Luckily, I actually used a heavy whipping cream, so I knew I could bust out those egg beaters and start whipping. So I busted out the electric mixer and in like 30 seconds it just firmed right up. So now I have this super thick cream that's not going anywhere. That's thick AF. That's thick with 2 C's right there. I also cut the fruits in the way that she suggested cutting. So what she does is kind of cut the strawberries to look like, I guess, a little tulip. So it has 3 little prongs kind of at the top. So I cut them that way. She puts an entire freaking tangerine in the sandwich, which I think is hilarious. But I grabbed like the 2 smallest tangerines I had to hopefully enclosed within the sandwich so it looks half decent. But she uses the tangerines because when you cut them, you know, lengthwise and then open the sandwich, it's supposed to look like a little flower. So we're gonna see if we can do that today. She uses kiwi slices as like the stem of the flower, which I think is really creative, and she uses grapes as kind of like the leaves. So I have full like whole grapes, and I have some grapes cut in half because I kind of feel like a grape that's like rounded on one side and straight on the other might actually look better as a leaf, and it might fit in the sandwich better. I'm not wearing Lolita because I feel like the dish I'm making is really casual, so I just wanted to be like casual cute. I didn't want to wear like a whole JSK just for like making sandwiches. This cutting board is Pioneer Woman. I'm sure you've seen this brand in like Walmart or something. If you haven't, Pioneer Woman is this insane lady who has a cooking show, And she's just all about like living on the farm and making lunch for the boys and for the husband, and you know, making the sweet tea.
I'm making delicious, meaty, very cowboy-friendly lasagna for the guys.
It just rubs me like the wrong way. It's not my style. But like the cooking utensils she sells are actually pretty cute. Like this cutting board has like pretty flowers on it. Like the there's some of the aesthetic I actually kind of like. So I'm just like, pioneer woman. Like as I'm cutting, I'm gonna go for the red tulip first. So this is gonna be interesting. Her bread was so square. So there's that already. But we're gonna have it so when we cut it this way and we open it up, it'll hopefully look like a tulip. She also wraps her sandwich in plastic, which I understand probably helps keep it together, but like she cuts it with the plastic on, and I'm just like, alright, this is gonna have to be like the most precise cut. So far so good. This is gonna be the little stem of the flower. So I think like this way. So there's the little cute stem. Can I say this cream just did amazing? I mean, once I whipped the crap out of it with an electric mixer. So this is like a leaf. Oh my god, I hope I can actually cut this correctly. Squish is pretty good. Alright, we're gonna try this. I know I need a serrated knife. I did sharpen this knife though. Oh god, I feel like I'm just pushing stuff down into the design. Hopefully not so bad. Oh, oh no! It kind of looks like a flower. Like if you squint your eye. I am actually like legit hungry. I'm gonna go ahead and eat one. Misako eats her sandwiches like this. Like, I guess it's hard to eat it this way. I don't know. It is good. It's like a little salt pepper. I like savory more than sweet generally. I'm glad I did not put too much sugar in this. Oh. Now I'm gonna try the orange, giant orange flower. I think this way. Wait, is that the right way? Hold on, I have to think. Oh, whoops, you do it this way. There we go. I learned from Misako's video, I don't know why I didn't know this word, but they call a kiwi a kiwi in Japanese. Kiwi. I just think putting an entire freaking tangerine in a sandwich is something like no American would ever do. Cutting it up into little slices and spreading it out, yes, but like making it so it just looks like a flower, like, oh, that's a leaf. Yeah. Look, I would never make this. Look at this monster, dude. Whatever, I'm just gonna close it up. Here we go. Oh god! So now we gotta cut perfectly, if we can, along that line again. I didn't even feel cutting the grape. Oh, here's the fucking tangerine. Oh gosh. What is not cutting? Freaking tangerine! Ugh, cut! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it's so juicy! This is not a flower, guys. Okay, so, yeah! No! It's so lumpy! Let's try it. The tangerine is good. Yeah, I guess I didn't cut the grape, it just all moved to one side. I made a little omelet this morning. My boyfriend was making macarons and I used his leftover egg yolks because he only needed the egg whites plus a single egg, and I made little omelet rolls. This is gonna be more savory. Like, look at this perfect little omelet. Ooh, oh yeah. I'm just gonna put that there. Ooh. These are little carrots that I boiled and then marinated in like soy sauce, Worcestershire, like smoke essence, some garlic, seasonings. And they're so savory. They're really good. They taste like you're eating a little sausage. Like, if you look up like vegan carrot hot dog on Google, I followed like one of the recipes there. After you let them marinate in all the seasonings, and you just pan fry them, and that kind of lets them get all crispy and stuff. All right, let's see what design I make. Watch this one be like the coolest one. Oh, it is! Oh my god. I don't know what design this is, but like, oh. This is the best one. Oh my god. Itadakimasu. And the carrots are really nice. Here's my bread. It's very dense. It didn't puff over on the top because you're supposed to actually cover the top to help keep the bread kind of flat. You can see the way you make shokupan is you kind of roll. You roll the dough, and so it kind of rises and comes together. That sounds symbolic. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today while I made sandwiches and ate a lot of sandwiches. Hey, technically I only had 2 sandwiches and then like a mini one, but I did have some fruit and cream like while I was cooking and preparing earlier, so I'm full. I hope if you try this that like maybe you have a better knife, or like, I don't know, maybe your shapes came out a little better. Mine were kind of abstract. Remember to subscribe if you are not subscribed. If you're here, you must be a little bit interested at least, so boop boop. Boop boop, hit that subscribe. If you want to see me eat even more stuff, check out my macaron blind taste testing video where I try to guess manufactured macaron flavors. See if I can do it. Will I? I don't know. Bye!